Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tea Time. I'm Thuy,
I'm Edith.
and we're here to argue. That's what it stands for.
Thuy and Edith Argue.
Why did you just make my name 2 syllables?
Thuy.
You went Thuy.
Because I wasn't sure what I was going to say. And it came out slowly because then I had time to think about what I was going to say, which is Thuy and Edith Argue.
This is her first time doing this, folks. Bear with her.
Hi, welcome. So, got
Edith.
new glasses?
Yeah, they're just really blurry. I tried wiping them, but
You wiped them with crap, so
Yes.
you just smeared shit all over your glasses and you can't see.
I can still see.
Now, can you?
Yeah.
Well,
I'll do this whole flippin' episode
without your glasses
without
on?
my glasses.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make up facts and stuff.
Okay, we do that anyway.
Yeah, we do.
So today we're going to talk about Luigi Mangione. Is that his name? Is that how you say it?
I think it's Mangione, yeah.
Mangione? Luigi Mangione.
Yeah.
The 26-year-old Ivy League kiddo who shot the CEO of the United Healthcare.
Allegedly. Edith.
Allegedly.
Stop spreading rumors.
Well, CBS and Fox and NBC News, they're the ones that are spreading these rumours. This is where I heard it.
They're not saying that he did it. They're saying the accused shooter.
The accused shooter
Yeah.
allegedly shot this guy, Brian Thompson.
And who is he? Who is Brian Thompson?
He was the CEO of the United Healthcare, I believe. He was a big exec.
Right.
Which is shocking that he didn't have any security team with him or anything. He just walks around New York early hours of morning and on his own.
Well, yeah, not a lot of people. I mean, a lot of CEOs of companies, you would not even know that they're CEOs. And
a lot of big companies, their CEOs, a lot of them have security teams.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought
for
like
big
most
corporations, yeah.
Okay, I thought like for the most part that they just walked around with like their families and still did regular, everyday, normal stuff.
No, they don't do everyday normal stuff.
Oh, okay. Like they go to work or they go to get coffee or they go have dinner with their
They
family.
send somebody else to go get the coffee while they're sat in the office doing the thinking.
They're not always
writing.
sitting in the office.
No,
Come
they're
on.
usually on a golf course.
Well, first off, what we know of this Luigi kid is he came from a really Ivy League background. His parents were very well to do.
Yeah,
And he himself, did he graduate?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, yes, he was valedictorian. That's
yes,
right.
he was.
And he had just everything going for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, he suffered some kind of back injury.
Yeah, in Hawaii. Moved to Hawaii for a few years, I think. And doing the surfing and stuff. I believe he hurt his back surfing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
believe
what it was
so.
from.
Yeah, so like, obviously back pain is horrendous.
Sure.
Don't know if you ever had it, but back pain is horrendous. So I can understand his frustration.
Right.
With a bad back, you can't do next to anything.
This might just be hearsay, but I saw on one of those social media things like YouTube that was kind of going over his life, little facts and whatnot. They were just gathering random little pieces of trivia, and supposedly his back pain was so great that it hurt to have sex. That's what he said. That's what either he posted on social media or he told a friend or something like that. That's how bad his back hurt. And I don't know, 26-year-old guy, whatever. I mean, it hurt that much. So besides for him being Ivy League and this and that, I guess when they suspected that it was him and then found all these things, that one of the things that were found were his journals, and within his journals were these entries that he did, which I don't know why anyone would ever write stuff out. I know that you have to have an outlet and get it out, but don't write anything.
Oh my God, my back's killing me. I'm going to kill that United Healthcare CEO guy.
It's just, don't write anything incriminating. I you know what I mean? But no, he had things written in his journal where he really disliked corporate America. He disliked the corporations such as the healthcare system. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of, I'm not sure if the word manifesto was used, but just all these things written in his journals were essentially his diaries.
Right.
And he just thought it was corrupt. But there has been no evidence that a company such as United Healthcare denied any claim of his. I don't know if he even had United Healthcare.
Right.
He just didn't like the healthcare system.
So we're just assuming that that's the reason why he killed this guy. I mean, was he off his face on drugs this night? Like, did he just kill the first person that came past him? I know they were saying other people walked by him and it looked like he was waiting for this one guy to come out.
Right.
But, I mean, just because it looked like that, I mean, people might have walked by him. Something could have just opened up inside him at that moment. It was just by chance that it's the CEO of the United Healthcare. I mean,
it seemed pretty targeted. There was another lady within that area, mm-hmm. and he didn't go after her. I mean, on top of that, if it was him with the whole journal entries of disliking the healthcare system and how corrupt it is, it's... I mean, that's evidentiary.
How many times did he shoot him, do you know? Were it 3 times that he shot him? I know they said they found 3 bullet casings that had D's written on them, like 3 D's. Right. Deny, depose, and something else beginning with D.
I don't know. But the casings matched the gun that was found in his room, which is, I think, where the journal...
In his room?
Found. Yeah.
Where was this? Because I know they picked him up in Altoona, right?
It was in his backpack or whatever, or something like that, or I don't know. His backpack was in his room? I don't know.
I don't know. Didn't they pick him up from like a cafe or something in Altoona? McDonald's? I think it was McDonald's.
Well, I think that they spotted him there. A worker at McDonald's spotted him, but I don't know where they actually picked him up. But regardless, whatever gun that he had on him or within his possession or wherever that gun was, it matched the casings that were found at the scene of the crime. It was the same type of gun.
So now, the police are just going to be like, yeah, we've got him, and this is why he did it. Let's look no further. Let's not do anything else. We got this guy. And this is the reason. I mean, just because of a backache, there's got to be something more to it.
Sure. Like you said,
it could be he could have been paid to do it.
Right.
It could be like the scapegoat. We'll give you all this money and some pills to fix your back if you take out this guy.
Maybe.
And then go on your way.
There's also no evidence that his parents or anybody in his family had been denied claims from United Healthcare. Again, I don't even know if his family was with United Healthcare. It was just maybe United Healthcare is one of the bigger companies that he wanted to kind of go after if it was in fact him. Because again, it's all just alleged right now. So, I don't know. Everyone that has known him, like friends and family, are saying that this is a shock. Yeah. Because he did come from such a nice and great background that growing up, he was a nice kid. Yeah.
Well, you never know. I mean, you see these stories. I watch a lot of ID, as you well know.
I know that you do.
When I was reading it, I'm like, yeah, the wife has said this, or what? She paid this guy so that she could have the insurance of her husband, live happily ever after. Right. She never seen him anyway. All kinds of stuff are going through my head.
I don't know about that. I mean, so far, the wife, and I forget how many kids that Brian has.
2, I think.
2, okay. But they said that he was a good dad and a good father. That he, and a good husband. Say
that until they get caught. And then they change the story. I hated him. He used to molest me, abuse me, beat me up.
They did stuff together. He had a lot of money, so obviously they were able to do a lot of things together. Yeah. But in general, his workers, people that worked with and for him, also said that he was a good guy. Now, they might not have necessarily liked his policies because he was a businessman, but that in general, that he was a good guy. This is also his workers.
Yeah.
So
he probably was a good guy. He probably was.
Right.
But somebody didn't think he was.
Well, all these people on social media, is it true? Are they saying that this Luigi kid, they're almost making him out to be like a martyr, if it is in fact him that did it, that he should be able to get away with it because they think he's cute?
Well, that's relative, really. I mean, I heard that the other day when I was at work, saying that, he should be let off because he's handsome. And then I saw a picture of him and I'm like, each to their own, I suppose. But,
right. Right.
That would be just totally ridiculous.
No kidding. If you did the crime, I'm not saying he did, but anybody, if you did the crime, you got to do the time.
Right.
It doesn't matter what your looks are like.
Unless you Roxy Hart. Yeah. Have you seen Chicago?
I thought you liked Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, yeah. What's that got to do with anything?
Because if he committed a crime, you would be like,
let him off. He's fine. He didn't mean it. It was an accident. He was having a bad hair day.
A bad stash day.
Yeah. No. Yeah,
that's ridiculous. How can even social media say that? What if it was your dad? What if it was your brother or your kid that this Luigi guy, well, not him, but somebody.
Some attractive person killed.
Yeah, who your celebrity crush was, maybe, ran them over with a car. Oh, it's okay because it was Brad Pitt or because it was whoever. Insert name here, Justin Timberlake, whatever, right? Looks have nothing to do with it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And they might say, oh, well, yeah, the corporations are corrupt. And there's all this debate about how kind of like what he did was forgivable. That's not the word they use. That's just the word I'm using. But because it is so corrupt, yes, but do something to fix it. It doesn't mean go and kill
I know, right?
someone's husband or father.
Just because he's doing his job.
Right.
Yes.
Correct. Fix it.
Ladders and steps and, procedures that need to be put in place for things to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just go around shooting everybody. What is this, purge?
That's crazy, by the way. That could be a whole episode by itself. We'll talk about
purge?
That. Yeah. But that reminded me when I saw that whole silly social media debate about, you let him off, this and that. It reminded me of, if you've ever seen or read Les Miserables, where Jean Valjean, he stole bread in order to feed his niece. Something like that. The story goes somewhere along those lines. It's been years since I've seen it. But back then, the French Revolution, the whole war was going on, and the government were just so corrupt that the rich just kept getting richer and the poor were living in just despair, poverty. And they were not feeding their people, taking care of them, and they were starving. People were literally starving. So the play Les Mis is about that. It's like a documentary about what happened in the French Revolution, those times. So it was so bad to the point where this character, the hero of the play, he stole bread, and then so he was caught and thrown in jail. So even though he did technically a bad thing, you don't steal from people, right? That's breaking the law. But he was doing it for a greater good, which is to feed someone who was starving and dying. in this case, I want to say it's not like, it's different degrees, right? Because it's not like he killed someone.
Right. He just stole some bread.
Yeah. It's not like he took another life so that this person could live. Now, if that were the case, someone were attacking his niece and actually doing harm, I would say that that's justifiable because it was self-defense. So in that case, the taking of a life because of the circumstances, I don't want to say it's justified, but it is. But stealing bread, and then he was in prison for however long, like 10 years. That's what the whole play is about.
He's in prison for 10 years?
Yeah, something silly like that. And then when he gets out, he tries to start a brand new life and try to rebuild again. And that's the play. Have you ever seen it?
Miserable.
Yeah. Well, hence the Les Miserables, the Miserables. So this, if hypothetically, if he really did do it, he hasn't testified that he did in fact shoot the CEO. Mm-hmm. If he did, that's because of corporate America, because of corrupt healthcare system. It doesn't
sense.
Yeah, two wrongs don't make a right. Just because.
So do you think the healthcare system now are gonna be like, okay, let's
reform?
Let's reform and do something better so we don't all end up getting shot.
I don't know, but it definitely would be worth all of them getting together and reflecting about it, because the healthcare system, I read somewhere where United Healthcare, they put their, I don't know if it's their policies or the way they kind of advertise or market themselves, they make it sound as if they're kind of like Medicare, but they're privately owned. And I don't know really a lot about the healthcare system either, but I know it's kind of where it's a little shady the way they word it to make it look attractive and draw people in, right? And did you also know, well, you might know because you've lived elsewhere, that America is the only country where healthcare is for profit. It's not for its purpose, which is healthcare.
Right.
It is, but it's like a small fraction. It's not like if it was a pie.
It's a money-making scheme.
Yeah, if it was a pie, maybe like a huge portion of it is for profit and only a small slice is actually for
healthcare.
The welfare of its participants. All other countries in the world, healthcare is not for profit. America is the only country where it's actually for profit. Hence, drugs and, you having your doctor's visits. It's actually astronomical.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know how they price these things sometimes.
I know. It's insane. It's insane.
I think I had like this ointment, this cream for, I don't know, it was like maybe like a skin irritation or something I had. And it was something where a small little tube, right, was maybe like $120. I'm like, oh man. And I was only supposed to use it like 5 times. I forget what it was. I think it was maybe even like on my hands. Maybe I have really sensitive skin, and if I get something like a detergent I don't normally use, it'll get weird and itchy, right? So I went to the dermatologist and it was whatever. But then, oh wait, you have insurance. Okay, which I pay, X amount. Oh, okay, it's $5.
Right.
Like how, I don't even know how they price the stuff.
Well, that's your insurance paying for it.
Yes.
That's your insurance.
But the insurance is not paying the $120 for that cream or that ointment. Or just even like x-rays and things like that. It's astronomical.
It's ridiculous. It's insane. I went to the doctors to, I think it was just for my like annual checkup. And I was sat in there, obviously waiting 45 minutes, near an hour, waiting to go in and see the doctor. When I eventually did see her, she didn't use a stethoscope, didn't take my blood pressure, nothing. She prescribed something for me without even taking a look at me.
Oh.
And then they charged me $80 after I'd waited nearly an hour to go in and see them. Like, they should be paying me. Like, my time's not worth anything.
Right.
I can afford to sit here for an hour waiting for you to come in and not even check me over, not stick me with anything. but prescribe something for me.
Oh, I would have asked. I would have like just drawn out my time, be like, okay, well, how about you use that stethoscope on me? How about you take a look at my elbow?
Well, needless to say, they didn't get their $80 and they can send me letters out the wazoo. They're not getting it.
Wow.
She didn't do diddly squat.
Diddly squat.
Diddly squat. Didn't do a thing. So that's how I feel. I'm not going to get a gun and go shoot her or anything, but...
Well, this kid, I guess he was maybe like tied in with his friends. I don't know how close, but I guess over the years he kind of started falling off the map and not...
Yeah, he went off the grid in July.
Right.
So that's only a few months ago.
No, but even slowly before that, I heard that he was just kind of not keeping in touch as much and maybe becoming more and more distant.
Well, when you got a backache, you can't join in with a lot of stuff. You can't go dancing. You can't go surfing. You can't do much with a bad back, especially if it's chronic back pain that you got.
I understand that, so people were, I don't want to say like they were concerned about him, but they were just kind of like, what's up and this and that. And then obviously this happens and he's in the news.
Yeah, how concerned were they really? Concerned enough to go over to his house and check him out, like buy him a meal.
Right. How's your back?
A massage or something,
I don't know.
How concerned were they? Are they only saying that now because now he's in the news and they want to be heard? I was a friend of his. I knew him at school. I knew him back in Hawaii, but I've not seen him for years.
Do you keep in touch with all your people?
Yeah, the ones that are important to me. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Don't
I
you?
do too, yeah.
You do.
I do.
Even if it's just a little text message once a week, every couple of weeks. Yeah, you do.
Well, this is the kid's first arrest, and I don't know if he's made any public statements yet, has he?
I don't think he has, no. I don't know if they're going to let him.
Right.
They don't want to hear what he's got to say. Other than, I'm guilty. That's all they want to hear from him.
How much did the CEO make?
Well, a lot.
Do you know that? Because I didn't get a chance to find that out, but I was just curious.
Yeah, I did see it, but it was just in a quick read. But he had his fingers in many pies. He did a lot of stuff, did that CEO. Brian Thompson.
Right. They're saying that this shooting could also actually worsen the rates and stuff for insurance.
As in, they're going to go up more now?
Maybe.
They should probably go down in case someone else wants to check them out with a bullet. Put my insurance down. I own...
Well, either way, it's very unfortunate that someone died. Brian Thompson.
Yes.
He was a dad, someone's son, someone's father. Mm-hmm. So we're not obviously trivializing that, but don't know what's going to happen.
No.
What do you all think? What do you think if someone is accused of a crime, if they should be let off because they're attractive?
That's ridiculous. No one can be saying yes to that. There's not going to be any messages on our podcast about, yes, I agree, because he's attractive, it should be acquitted. It should be forgotten about. It should be swept under the blanket, under the rug.
Because Heidi Klum stabbed my dad, so...
She's hot, so...
It's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, she could stab me.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
No, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, you could still weigh in your thoughts, though. And then in the meantime, Edith, please let them know where they can find us.
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Twitter, YouTube. Did I not say that? YouTube. And any other major listening platform or wherever you find your podcasts. We would appreciate it.
Now I can see stuff. I know that everything I just said was made up.
I knew that anyway from what you were saying.
See you next time.
Bye. If you had fun listening today, please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel.